This is a serious matter. The American people are, at this point, 2 weeks out, being presented with a very, very serious decision about what will be the future of our country.
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Desperation is a stinky cologne. It's not my original saying, but it's really come in handy during this election cycle here in 2024, given just how, I don't know, desperate the Kamala Harris campaign has gotten. And let me be very clear. Despite all of the hilarity and dunking on and laughing that we're doing at Kamala's expense, she still has a very real chance of winning the 2024 election. Okay. So while we're all having fun here at her expense, I'm trotting out Barrack drone Obama to rap with Eminem to get those kids to appear cool. Don't think that you get out, you have to go vote. And you have to bring at least one person with you, maybe two. And even then, it's good. Don't be huffing all this nonsense from these gambling sites saying, "Oh, it's over. Trump's dumb." Bull. The polls are meaningless. The gambling sites are meaningless. Vote like you're down 20 because you probably are. But this is some funny stuff. Look, Kamala Harris is a garbage candidate. And by the way, I will be live streaming her town hall tonight, which you know is going to be disaster. It's at 9 Eastern. I'll probably go live around 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 Eastern. I prefer you watch on Rumble, but if you're a YouTube-only viewer, I have this channel, Quartercast, which we linked in the description below and in the pinned comment. I live stream there every single day at 1 Eastern, but also I live stream there for special events. That's where my election night coverage will be and all that kind of stuff. So please do give that channel a subscribe if you want to hang out, especially tonight. Do that so that you don't have to worry about getting notified. Do it in the meantime. Donald Trump called Barack Obama a jerk on Tuesday night, while Obama mercilessly mocked the GOP candidate, reigniting a bitter feud between the two former presidents. Trump really shouldn't be getting sucked into this. There's a lot of good about Trump, but this is classic bad Trump. He's extremely easy to goad. Kamala Harris did it on the debate stage with his stupid crowd sizes meltdown. I love Don. I love the Don. I'm voting for him for the third time. But this is just who the man's always been. He's very, very sensitive about certain things, and the Democrats have always used it to kind of get these unhinged bits. But the interesting thing is, you know, Barack Obama, I wouldn't exactly call this Trump being unhinged. He wrote, "I think he's a real jerk because I've watched him campaign over the last couple of days," Trump said. "Over the last couple of days, I've watched him campaign. What a divider he is. He divides this country. He couldn't care less. Him and his little group of people." He's not wrong about that. That's not him getting triggered or having a meltdown. Barack Obama literally stuck his drone finger in black men's faces last week and said that they must vote for Kamala Harris. Like this is the same guy that basically said, "You ain't black if you don't vote for Kamala Harris." Now, they're selling merch when he was running for president. He was trying to sell you gold sneakers and sell you a watch. So what? Oh, is that supposed to be an own Obama? Obama? Is that supposed to be an own? Sorry, Donald Trump isn't getting billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars from Hollywood billionaires and all that kind of stuff. Sure, he's got Elon helping him, but Kamala Harris has raised $1 billion. Trump has raised, I think, a third of that. And that was the same way it went in 2016. So yes, we have to work harder. And yes, that means sometimes us Trump guys will pay $45 for a Trump hat, okay? Or we'll buy some Trump trading cards, okay? At least we get something for the money, you know? And yes, some of the products are cringe. I really wish I had gotten a pair of those sneakers, but they didn't make my size. Just small-footed people like Tim get the sneakers. But that's okay. I love you, Tim. I'm really happy to hear that you're starting a family and that you're getting married. Really, really happy to hear that. Throughout the address, Obama continued to take swipes at Trump because that's the only thing they have. They don't have vote for Michelle. Why do I keep saying Michelle? Oh, I know why. Anyway, they don't have why vote for our candidate. They exclusively have Orange Man bad, please vote for the guy that's not Orange Man. That's all they have. That's all they've had for 8 years. 8 years, that's all they had. Orange Man bad, don't vote. And then like stupid Americans. Look, I'd rather you didn't vote. If you're voting just because you don't want the other guy, that's not a vote. That's an anti-vote. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris took the entire day off while her campaigners and everybody else kept calling Trump exhausted, and they trotted out their mainstream media losers to say he's tired. She took the entire day off for a fully scripted, pre-recorded NBC interview that still went disastrously. NBC's Haley Jackson faced a torrent of backlash for her persistent line of questioning during an interview with Kamala Harris. Jackson pressed the president on a series of contentious issues, including her defense of trans rights and whether or not she would grant a pardon to former President Trump. Quote, would you consider, if you win and he's convicted, a pardon of former President Trump? Jackson asked of the 2024 contender. Harris repeatedly shut down the question, appearing to not take it seriously. I'm not going to get into those hypotheticals, she replied. I'm focused on the next 14 days. The anchor pressed Harris, claiming that there are some who claim a pardon might unify the country and help move us on. Harris shot back. Let me tell you what will help us move on. I get elected to the United States. Some on social media were outraged that NBC would speculate about a possible pardon for a former president. Haley Jackson, where do you start or get off even asking questions about pardons? How about accountability first? On one user posted on X. Plus, do you actually think a pardon will heal the nation? They added, so they raged that she dared to ask about unifying the country. Because the entire group of, the entire thing they run on is dividing you by your race, dividing you by who you vote for, dividing you by the job you do, dividing you on where you live. That's Democrats. Another one, OMG, what a horrible interview conducted by Haley Jackson. Seriously, you all call yourself a reporter to ask about giving a convicted felon a pardon for the purposes of bringing this country together? Seriously, WTF. I bet you they'd be happy to... I bet you these same people would be happy if they pardoned a rapper or some kid creep. What's wrong with asking that question? I don't understand that. The vice president also refused to answer whether Americans should have access to gender-affirming care. You mean gender mutilation? An issue Trump has criticized her for. I think we should follow the law, Harris said before complaining that Donald Trump's campaign has spent tens of millions of dollars. That's her response to it, is always that, she's like, yeah, they're spending all this money on it. Okay. So? She's only mad because, one, it's the truth. She did say those things. She did want to provide transition surgeries to illegal immigrants, illegal invaders, as well as prisoners. That's not something that, that's on tape. That's in the commercial. She then pressed her a third time, determined to get a clear response, and she didn't answer. Jackson also raised the prospect of Harris may have to deal with some unruly voters after the election, especially since Trump declared that he won the election in 2020 before all the votes were even counted. What's your plan if he does that again in 2 weeks? Harris once again attempted to dodge the direct question by claiming to focus on the task at hand. Well, let me say this. We've got 2 weeks to go. 14 days. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the other thing. When Jackson followed by asking whether she had teams ready to go, Harris forced to respond with more specificity. Of course, this person, Donald Trump, who tried to undo the free and fair election, no, he didn't, who still denies the will of the people. Well, there were some things that I think people asked questions about. And then look at some of these clips. NBC, why do voters trust Trump and not you on the economy? Listen to her reply.
Then why do you think that's not landing with voters? Because in the numbers, it's the opposite. Former President Trump leads you on this issue.
Well, when I'm out, this is why I'm going out to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You forgot. So she had to bail you out on thinking of the battleground states?
You on this issue.
Well, when I'm out, this is why I'm going out to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan. Excuse me, just got in late this morning, actually. But going to 3 states yesterday, and I'm
pretty sure you didn't go. You sent out Obama while you prepared the entire day for this, and then watch this disastrous exchange. Talk to me about your trans policies.
On the question of your beliefs, what you believe in, let me ask you this question very broadly speaking here.
Sure.
Do you believe that transgender Americans should have access to gender-affirming care in this country?
I believe we should follow the law. I mean,
what does that mean?
You're probably pointing to the fact that Donald Trump's campaign has spent tens of millions of dollars.
They're trying to define you on this.
Yes,
I'm asking you to define yourself, though. Just broadly speaking.
Given the opportunity, okay, you have the opportunity.
I believe that people, as the law states, even on this issue about federal law, that is a decision.
She refuses to answer. Do you hear that, Wolkoff? By the way, bro, putting your watermark on just a clip, that's a little odd.
That
anyway.
Doctors will make in terms of what is medically necessary. I'm not going to put myself in the position of a doctor.
She literally said that she supports it. It's in the commercial. She knows that these commercials are a disaster for her. Trump runs it all. I see it every day when I'm watching the morning news. I see it every day. Every day.
But let's also understand that Donald Trump is running tens of millions of dollars in ads.
She's got billions.
Talk about 2 cases to distract from the fact that his policy and plan is also to take away the Affordable Care Act, which provides health care for tens of millions of backs of middle-class working people.
Oh, my God.
So
what?
Let's not get distracted by the issues that, to your point...
You mean that you've said? NBC, but what does that mean? Kamala, Donald Trump is Hitler. End scene. How about this? Kamala's voice gets oddly high after being cornered during an NBC interview after Biden's mental decline, Biden's mental decline. Harris started bumbling after being asked about her own judgment regarding her apparent failure to notice Biden's cognitive decline. Question, can you say that you were honest with the American people when you saw those moments in President Biden? Of course, she said. Joe Biden is extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that ever... What? Question, but what's the real reason you're here and he's not running for the top of the ticket? You'd have to ask him. What?
Can you say that you were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time?
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
What? How about this? I love this. Kamala Harris, she's taking the entire day off. She's going to spend all day just to prepare for an NBC interview, which will be taped.
Kamala Harris, she's taking the day off. She's going to spend all day just to prepare for an NBC interview, which will be taped. Of course, this would be like, you're a football coach, this would be like 2 weeks before the national championship if you decide not to practice. Does this make sense to you?
Well, I think they're just trying to keep her off camera, to be honest with you. She's been a disaster. Her poll numbers keep going down. Donald Trump is the Energizer Bunny.
I mean, yes, that is true. We'll see at our town hall, which of course will be scripted tonight. I'll be live streaming it. I believe, just to verify the time, she goes live at what time? Let's see. 9 Eastern. So I'll be live at like 8:30 Eastern, getting ready for the Kamala word salad. Get your popcorn ready tonight. I'd prefer you watch me on Rumble. Download the Rumble app, follow the quartering. But if you're a YouTube only viewer, I understand. Please follow Quartercast, which is linked in the description and pinned comment down below. I'm live there every day at 1 Eastern, and I will be live there tonight for the Kamala Harris CNN Town Hall live reaction and fact check as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.